What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's also international break. We will focus on the Azzurri. Di Gregorio getting the snub, but Locatelli, is he set to start and get back into the mix? He's got some history with Gattuso. Got a little bit of news. Comoli angering PSG. I like it. I like it. I like those reports. We've got a bunch to tackle, but this one's going to be a fun one. This one's going to be led by you, the AJC Army. I see Adam in here. I see Yorio coming in here. Mitch is in here. George, great to see you all. More Sean, obviously, coming in here. Forza Juve, great to see you all. This one is free reign for all of you again. Light day in the news. The Azzurri set to play. We'll obviously talk Azzurri, but Storm the Barn is free reign whenever you're ready, everybody. Okay, you could fire away and you can lead this show. Paolo, rocking the top for the Azzurri today. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Good day to you both, and good day to everyone out there. I'm feeling confident about crushing Estonia today, and Forza Juve, let's go.
There we go. There we go. Mas, how you doing, brother?
Good. I mean, on the Juve front, we're 2-0. No problems there. On the Italy front, Paolo, confident is not a word I would use for this Italy team right now. So I'm just going to say we have an Italy game today, and let's see what happens.
It's Estonia. I mean, holy.
You would think.
I don't think we're ready to lose confidence in a match against Estonia. Are we? Are we there? Are we there? I'm not there. I mean, we're damn close. we're damn close, but I don't think I'm there quite yet. We do have the projected lineup for that game. Michael G's wasted no time. 4-0 Italy call and everything. And again, Storm the Barn. This is free reign for all of you. But we will kick things off with just some little highlights from the news and whatnot. In terms of Juventus, we find out that Douglas Luiz has a 15-match criteria to hit. That's it, to make it obligation. Boys, does he hit it? 15 games? Appearances.
Well, it counts. I was going to say it counts subs too, right?
He'll hit 15. I mean, surely he'll hit 15.
It's like 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes in a game, and then it counts.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
So he should be hitting 15. Come on.
Yeah, they're playing in Europe too, so there'll be a lot of games for him too.
15 matches. Colt Miners. Some more frustrations for him. Obviously, playing from the bench for Juventus, and he was there. He is there with Netherlands. However, being left out the squad list, and yeah, so he's got to work from the bench side on both the courts, club and national side. Miretti and Perin set to come back after the international break. They'll both be fully recovered is the latest news on them. So that'll be good to get Miretti into the fold and maybe see where he can play his part for Juve. So I like that. The bigger one was Cabal. So maybe something that Juve knew in the Mercato and why they didn't put really seemingly much of an emphasis at the back is because Cabal's actually going to be training with the group upon the return from international duty. So after the international break, training with the group. That doesn't mean he's ready to start against Inter, but he's training with the group and they're going to wait till he's 100%. But that is a couple weeks ahead of schedule as to what we were hearing before. So that's good news. Outside of that, you've got, like I said, Comoli angering PSG. PSG fired up. Calafi, they're upset, saying he didn't appreciate the conduct, and he'll remember that. It's pretty funny. PSG wanted to speak about conduct. I got a big fat day for you right there. Good on Comoli. And I like how he worked it. We brought this up, though, yesterday on the daily update video with Openda because of the way how quickly that closed down. There's no way he had just gone on to Openda like when we were hearing it less than a week before close of the Mercato. He was probably working on that the entire way in the background and maybe saw the way things were going with PSG. But I think it's absolutely hilarious for PSG to talk about conduct. Enjoy the dry loan for Kolo Muani when you had more on the table. You didn't like the price tag. You wanted more. We still were willing to go more. You wanted way more up front. I can't stand PSG. And when you want to talk about conduct, look what you just did to Donnarumma. Speaking of Azzurri players, best goalkeeper in the world, arguably, at the moment. And they've done it time and time again with other players. And that's why they're known to be ruthless in dealings. So PSG, I really don't care. I really don't care how they feel. And I say bravo, Kamoli. Your thoughts on this whole PSG angered in it? We'll start with Paulo and then get to Mas.
I'm glad that Kamoli stood his ground. Juve's got to start standing their ground more often. I don't mind having an enemy in PSG. Both sides played this poorly, I think, anyhow. It's been a back and forth, nickel and diming. PSG's been greedy the whole time with Kolo Muani. Kamoli's been on the fence, negotiating terms for the past few months. So it was bound to come to a head. But PSG really, I mean, come on. If they would have given us a better deal, he would have been Juventini right now. But they didn't, and Kamoli was prepared, and he wanted to make a point. He did. I think Openda's a nice addition, and I'll miss Kolo Muani, but both sides kind of were messing around with this, and it's just nonsense, really. What a mess.
Yeah. And you see some comments. Kamoli really impressed me this Mercato. I love that that clubs hate us. That means we are getting back. Mas, what do you think about the whole PSG becoming an enemy or getting angered?
Yeah, I mean, they have that reputation for a reason. They're notoriously difficult to negotiate with. More so now, I guess, that they won the Champions League and they can kind of puff out their chest a little bit. But yeah, bravo for Kamoli. I mean, what have we been saying all summer long? You know, we need to get some balls back. Basically, we need to stop bending over for every team that comes in. I mean, some of the sales this summer were a little bit questionable in terms of the dollar amounts, but this was a move that I applaud Kamoli for. I don't think Kolo was worth the money that they were asking if all those numbers were true. And I think Openda in the end is going to be I think he's more of what we need than what Kolo would have been for us, to be honest. I think he's more of a true striker than Kolo is. So, I mean, it worked out for us, I think.
Time will tell on that one. Kolo obviously decent numbers with that loan on the half season there. You can argue who's got a little bit more flexibility in terms of style. Kind of completely different if you're going to look at the Openda mold to Kolo Muani, and that's probably what I find most interesting. Openda, very, very physical guy, but still operates in all those positions that Kolo Muani can. It's going to be interesting. The work rate and the physicality comes through with Openda, and maybe that's something that Juve thought they needed to add into the mix. We started to see it go one way, right? Like Jonathan David, little bit of physicality, not a whole bunch. He won't shy away from it, but Yildiz, Chico Conceição, and we said outside of Dusan Vlahović, you need maybe a little bit more size. But Openda, not the tallest in stature, but he plays it completely different, right? He doesn't play like the same style as David either. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. And of course, Tudor has a ton of options now with the attack. And everyone's already putting out the comment there. Top attack in Serie A? Probably. As far as depth and range goes and styles, you kind of have everything covered. So now it's just up to Tudor to put it all together and find out his rotations, find out how his sets want to be versus certain matches, certain styles. It's going to be interesting. Shagrova also could potentially play on the outside of the midfield as he has at times, but I see him more as being that advanced player behind the strikers. So it's going to be interesting to see. Again, all options for Tudor, all good. Bravo to Kamoli for standing his ground. Another thing, he did no business in Italy Absolutely none. Absolutely none in Italy. And you know what? This thing's gonna come to a head, and you talk about the Azzurri, the national side. You've got quite a few players that are actually playing abroad, and this will get into the discussion over the Azzurri and how we feel the Azzurri is going to progress, how the Azzurri are going to play, how they're going to do. It's one of my actual concerns with them, but we'll bring it up. But no business in Italy. Sooner or later, they have to figure it out. You're taking money from outside the league, but the players are also leaving the league.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this catch-22 thing where is it better off for the clubs in Italy to work with one another in order to keep the talent at home? Put your personal differences aside for business, for the league, because at the end of the day, yeah, that team got their money, but a player left abroad, and that's one less talent to attract for the league, right? So it's one of these things that we have to watch. But for now, I don't actually have a problem with Comoli moving because of, number one, the prices that they're asking for, how they act whenever Juve comes to the table. I mean, Jesus, you've got teams, 2 teams, 3 teams that every time you ask for a player, it's 40 million euros, and it doesn't matter anything about the story on the player. Contract doesn't matter. Performance doesn't matter. Stats don't matter. It's just like, you look at anybody on Fiorentina, okay, it's 40 million, period. And it's just like, okay, guys, let's be serious. So them starting to do this, hey, we talked about this a lot. When Juve was rolling, everybody was picking apples from the tree, right? And we were paying money, and we were paying good money. Napoli wants to put these anti-Italian teams, anti-Juve clauses inside. It's acting as if we didn't pay them 90-something million for Higuain. You know what I mean? So they've all plucked from it at one point in time. And now for them to take a stand, Comoli, and to be like, you know what? Going abroad, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. Guys, thoughts on no business in Italy? Like it? You like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. It's a Juventus problem, but it's also a league problem. And the league just continues to kind of drop in terms of status in overall leagues for football in general, right? For me, to be honest, I mean, I go back to, Agnelli and this whole Super League thing. I think that was sort of like the boiling point where it all started going downhill from there. I think relationships were kind of broken during that time, and I think it's generally just gotten worse and worse. I'm not going to say that's the exact reason why we're at where we're at, but I mean, we didn't do ourselves any favors when that happened. We put a big target on our back, bigger than the one that was already there. But I mean, we're going to talk about the Azzurri today, but if we ever hope to get back to the heights that we were at previously with this national team, something's got to change within Italy, and that's a whole other show that we can do, that we can talk hours about. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, speaking of Super League, pretty sure Liverpool is just shy of 500 million euros spent in this transfer window. But, for the good of football that the Prem fans were, fucking raving about when that whole Super League thing came out. Yeah, it sure would suck to see more teams get more revenue and be able to enter the mix a little more. Strange. Paolo, what do you think about no business in Italy?
Juve's carried this league since the league started. And Mass, you made all the right points. It comes to a stage now where Milan and Juve and the other teams have to step up, and we have to start competing and winning on the European stage. And until we start reestablishing ourselves as, a powerhouse in Europe, that's going to happen. The wages are going to be what they are. The other teams are going to be miserable, and we won't have the attraction to foreign players, to other European players, to Italian players, unless we're winning more and we're reestablishing ourselves as champions. So Italy, Serie A has to figure themselves out. They've got a lot of problems. And Juve, which I like about what Comoli's doing, they just have to put their nose to it and take care of their business, get back to winning, and hope that other teams pick up some of the responsibility as well, like the Milans and whomever else wants to step up.
Yeah. And with that, that's really it around the news and everything. There's one thing we'll hit on the news before we get to Storm the Barn, as you guys have several ready here. You've got 5 players that are on free contracts at the end of the season, like they're all expiring contracts. McKennie, Kostic, Rugani, Pinsoglio, and Vlahovic. So, Comoli kind of looked at, well, you left some freebies here. We're kind of in a tight spot. You're going to need to maximize money out of these guys. For Pinsoglio, it's already expected that at some point, this guy's living the Juventino dream, man. Come on. What are we talking about? This guy's going to get the Fino alla Fine contract. Like, I'm not even worried. Pinso's going to renew. Kostic is probably going to be say goodbye, I would expect. McKennie, I don't really know. McKennie, I feel like we wait to see how the season plays out. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a renewal, and the club still might try to move him, right? But you might get into the same position we've been for several seasons where he doesn't accept who comes in. But I could see him getting one. Rugani, not quite sure. It'll probably depend how the season goes, but I have a feeling he may not see a renewal. For Vlahovic, a lot of talk in the news, in the reports that this guy's never said he wants to go. They're trying to paint this picture. Be careful, though, because it's Albanese and, of course, Fabiana Della Valle, who I think is like this with Dusan, or his agents at least, claiming that he's never said he wants to leave. And a renewal could very much be in play. I simply put out a post that said, talking about a renewal with this guy 2 games into a season is madness. Is madness for me right now. Not even thinking about it, wouldn't even entertain the discussion. People say, no, I could clearly see why you'd entertain it, because you don't want to lose him for nothing. No, I'm still not there. But guys, renewal talks, 2 matches into a season, Dusan Vlahovic. What are your thoughts? What immediately comes to your mind? How do you feel about it? We'll start with Mas on this one, then get to Paulo.
I think everybody needs to pump the brakes with Vlahovic a little bit. I think the guy scored 2 sitters. Guys, I could have scored those goals. Let's be honest. I mean, okay, maybe not. I wouldn't be able to get.
Maybe not. He adds after. Maybe not.
The aerial one, probably not. I wouldn't be able to get up that high. But I mean, I'm seeing shouts for him to start now. I'm seeing shouts listen. Regardless of whether we offer him a renewal or not, I don't think he's going to take it anyways. Just because I don't think he wants to come off of that dollar amount he's being paid, or come off it much. But let's see how the season plays out. It's way too early to be talking about renewals with this guy. We were ready to get rid of this guy for peanuts in the summer, and now we're talking about, we're going to lose him for free. Let's just see how it goes. Let's see how it plays out. Right now, he's a really good option, a very overpaid, very good option off the bench. And if he continues to score, then we'll talk about it. But right now, I'm not there.
Yeah. And Paulo, what are your thoughts on talking extension with him already?
Well, on the contracts that are expiring, there's a door, right? So this is your chance to let all 5 or 6 walk out the door and wave. If no one's come up and bought these guys, which I don't think will happen. If it is, it's going to be for peanuts. Let them all go. Get that roster total down. Get those numbers down. Take the cash and the space you have on your budget to start repopulating that squad with whatever you really want or really need. And so that's great. I say let those things expire. Get these guys out of here, all of them. Now for Vlahovic, if you're the agent, right, and you're thinking about 2 goals, 2 games, long season, expensive player, you're going to start talking like this. You're going to start saying, oh, there's maybe a renewal. Oh, he's in demand. Oh, everybody's calling about him. So these are all storylines that the agent is going to be putting out there, so that they have maybe opportunities in January, or maybe everybody gets all pumped up and excited about him in the second half of the season. So I think it's all nonsense, and it's too early, and it's nonsense. But he's going to score at least 15 goals this year, and if he gets us the Champions League qualification because of his scoring, I don't give a fuck what he does.
But that's just it, right? I mean, a motivated Dusan is terrific for us. We're already pretty much set on the fact that he's not going to be here. He's playing for himself right now. He's playing for his next contract.
I think it's so prisoner of the moment. I think it's so prisoner of the moment for anyone to really engage in this extension stuff and be like, no, we can't lose him for free or whatever. Of course we can. Of course we can lose him for free. I've said it many times. He wouldn't be the first. He wouldn't be the last player that you lose for free. His value? Well, that's just it. His value is like, even when they were thinking about it a couple of years back, there was nobody coming to the table for anything strong. This past season, this past summer was the best shot to get this guy on a move. And Juve was only looking to break even. And nobody was willing to step up to a break-even number for Juve. Nobody was willing to do that. And they'll claim that, it's all the salary and whatnot. Okay, that is part of it. But that's exactly why, like all these things put together, nothing changes from the history of what's gone on with this guy. Nothing changes with whatever it is, 8 goals, 12 games. Nothing changes with that. This guy has gone through streaks, and then he's also dropped 3 months of a disappearing act in between streaks, being hot either at the end of the season, hot at the start of a season. Doesn't change anything. Here's the worst case scenario. You do renew this guy, and then guess what? Everybody knows the situation. You still get lowballed, and then what? You've just extended this guy, and now what? Do you truly want to continue with him or not? That's why you wait. You see how it plays out, and you don't even think about this in September. Fucking November at least. I get it. In January. But in January he could start pre-contract talks. Great. All the power to him. That means he doesn't want to stay with us anyways. This guy's had multiple opportunities to work with the club to renew at a lower price tag and still get the same money overall, but just extend the term to make it lighter for us over the years. He still didn't even choose to do that. I'm not convinced that anything we would want to see will actually happen. So it's a moot point. It's nothing. Like, this guy's playing it out. Maybe we move him in January to save money and get something out of it. But I wouldn't be surprised this guy waits until season's end, because, again, what we would have to offer him, okay? What we would have to offer him, he will not accept, especially going into a free signing, because that's where he's going to maximize his salary, and that's where his agent, that's where he's going to get the biggest commission. So it's all for naught. So everybody pumping up the bus tires on this Dusan extension, calm down. Calm down.
Remember that whole Sancho debacle, Sancho? This guy was feeding stories. I mean, it must have come from him and his people, because he was always on the brink of signing. And then it went quiet. And obviously, these guys who think they're worth what they think they're worth, not what people are actually willing to pay for them. He wants the same money, right? And he does obviously not going to get it from any Italian club. So then what's the next news item a few days later? Oh, he's going to Man United to say, I want some severance. So he gets offered a fraction of what he wants or thinks he's worth from what he's getting right now, doesn't get it, and then says, okay, well, hold on. You give me that, whatever, 150 a week, whatever. I'm going to go to Man U and try and get the difference. So the agent and the players, they run these stories, and we just have to remember that what we hear is often driven by themselves and their people, and not to think much more of it than that.
Now, storm the barn. Mitch, I invited Gattuso today. Paolo, Berto, and Gattuso. Ma still getting the look-alike thing with Gattuso. We should
What an
break
honor.
into a little bit of Azzurri talk since we're talking Gattuso here. The Azzurri face Estonia today. This is one of the projected lineups, everybody. Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Calafiori, Bastoni, Di Marco, a two-man pivot, Barella, Tonali, Politano, Zaccagni, Retegui up top, Moise Kean in the 10? This is one of two projecteds I saw. The other one was a 4-3-3. You move Moise Kean to the top. Retegui comes off the bench, and Locatelli actually starts in between Barella and Tonali. So I would obviously prefer Luca being in the middle and getting the best out of Barella and Tonali, because I think the midfield is the best part of this current Azzurri. That's just me. Yeah. So I would go the other bet. Moise Kean is at 10 against Estonia? Sure. Long-term planning? Hell no. Hell no long-term planning. But what do you think of when you see this projected? You could talk to either this one or one with Locatelli, but what do you think about this setup coming in here from Gattuso? Maybe we'll ask Gattuso himself first. Mas, what are you thinking here with this whole Moise Kean? Why are you doing that? What's up?
I think it's genius. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. What are you going to do? But listen, I know you're saying it's just Estonia, but we can't afford to drop any points. I don't care if we're playing my son's U8 team. Okay, I want to see the best lineup out there. So experimenting and stuff like that, I'm a little scared about, to be honest. But I mean, these are the best guys we have, I guess. The strong points,
I guess.
Obviously in that, I guess, yeah. We were talking about this before. Versus better opponents, I think you need to move to that middle three. With Luca there, like you said, the strength of this team is obviously in goal and in the midfield. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Even if you're gonna say, even if they just listed this as it's been listed everywhere as a 4-2-3-1. Even if it's 4-4-2, I think it's a damn shame to have Tonali and Barella used in that way in just a flat 2 midfield with outside mids there. I think that's an absolute waste for both of them. That's just me. Paolo, what do you think when you see this one, or even think about the alternate with Locatelli there?
Yeah, I agree with both of you. You've got to get Locatelli in there, and I get that we've had trouble scoring. Italy's qualifying woes have been these draws, have been going down early and trying to catch up, going into the 80th minute, 1-1 or 0-0. So I get that they want to get some more offense going throughout the remainder of this campaign, but I don't know if it's necessary, and I don't know if this is how you do it, and you're at home. When it comes to these competitions, these guys don't play with each other, right? This isn't the old days where Milan and Juve would dominate the roster. So these guys don't really know each other. You're trying to basically get out of there with a win or at least a point, generally, when you're qualifying. So I think if you play it safe, you won't be in trouble. And if you put Luca in the middle, you'll get, like you're saying, you'll get the most out of Barella and Tonali because they'll be able to move around. And the goals will come if you press high and you outwork your opponent. And I think Gattuso is naturally a defensively minded individual. He played that way, but he's got passion. He's got emotion. He'll get these guys motivated. And I think you just got to push everybody forward and not concede. And that sounds a bit conservative, but against the teams you're going to be playing to get second or whatever in this group, that should be enough. And I don't think you need to get cute. And I think Luca in the middle will help that midfield be its strongest.
Yeah, I just look at this Azzurri side, and it's like you've got 3 guys that actually play together in this particular starting 11. Everyone else is a mishmash from all over the place. You've got two center backs that are hybrids too. So you're playing back four. DiMarco in a back four as well, and his trajectory's gone down tremendously. Even over just last season, towards the end, he was just god awful. But a back
him and
four
Di Lorenzo
now,
are
the last time we saw Bastoni in a back four, it was ugly. Calafiori, same thing. These are hybrid CBs. So when it was Bastoni and Scalvini, my God, it was ugly. So I expect it to be better with Calafiori there rather than Scalvini. But yeah, this is Estonia. This, like, I still see Gattuso being able to, experiment and still be able to pull a result. No disrespect intended to Estonia, but this got to be a win no matter who the hell you play from the Azzurri. Like, bottom line, you just got to get out there. You got to take care of business. Like, you're at home too. You're in Italy. Get the job done. In terms of long-term planning, to get the best out of the strength of this team for me right now is the midfield. When you're looking at Tonali, Barella, Locatelli, even if you're going to throw Rovella in there, I don't know if Ricci is out there this time around, but this is where the strength is going to be for the Azzurri. Up front, you're still waiting for somebody to really grab that bull by the horns, so to speak, up top. Retegui went on a little bit of a streak, and then things kind of cooled. Moise Kean has been red hot last season, but he didn't really do much for the Azzurri. And I don't know, Ricci didn't get the call up here, but you've got Fratesi, Barella, Locatelli, Rovella, Tonali. Like, the strength is in the midfield, right? They're listing Zaccagni as a midfielder too. The attack's filled with question marks. Scamacca hurt, so he will not be able to be used, and that's kind of a shame because I still think he's ultimately really the guy that I could see doing it for the Azzurri. Retegui right now probably in the lead for me. But Moise Kean's got to start doing something for the Azzurri. I don't know. The back line for me, it's a big question mark there.
It's really unusual to look at the middle, Bert, and not see Bonucci or Chiellini or... It's unusual not having that core general right there in the middle. Those guys would probably rather be out on the edges.
Bastoni, Bellanova, Calafiori, Cambiaso, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Gatti, Leone, and Mancini. My God, Mancini's still getting out there with the Azzurri. You're probably saving a few guys like Cambiaso, obviously, for the Israel game, which will probably be much more difficult than Estonia, etc. So that's fine. I get it. But like I said, the setup, I question going with a 4-4-2 type of setup or 4-2-3-1 to get the best out of them. But of course, we'll see how it plays out, right? And then see what his decision is beyond that for Gattuso. Right now, if you had to throw an early prediction out for this game, what would it be, Paolo?
I'm going 3-0, partly because I want to go there and I'm trying to be optimistic. And I'm really curious to see how they come out of the gate. This will be, Italy's in trouble. The national team, the national program is in a lot of trouble. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Gattuso gets these guys out of the gate and how they start playing in the first 10, 15 minutes. So I'm excited and curious. But I'm going to go with a strong performance. That's what my heart and my hope is saying, and I think 3-0 is possible.
All right. Mas, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, let's be honest. I mean, Estonia is going to park the bus. We know that. So it is going to be a test for Gattuso and the team. Cautiously, I'm saying 2-0 Italy. Cautiously. They should win, but hope isn't a strategy.
I'd love to see a ton of goals. I typically, from an Italy that we know we're comfortable with and strong, like I would go 3-0 in a game like this. And I'd like to just keep it there. I'm probably thinking maybe 2 as they try to sort things out with Gattuso and whatnot. But it's funny. I feel like it could be 2. It could be 4. Like, I don't really know because it is Estonia,
it could be 1.
Right? Yeah, like it is Estonia. I don't know. Let's hope for 4. I'm gonna say at least 2 we get and win. We should. The next one will be the complicated one, and it'll be interesting to see how Gattuso follows it up. And I think that's when you'll start to really see what his long-term plan is once you get the tougher test, right? Estonia, in Italy, yeah, you can experiment a bit. Right now, I think the best formation, this is going back to Juve, is 4-2-3-1. Is Tudor going to do that, though? What do you guys think? So, if we factor in our roster now, what comes to mind for you? We've been seeing the 3-4-2-1. Have you thought at the end of the Mercado that we should go a different route in terms of the setup? Has either one of you thought change it up?
No, not really. You know what? I think the continuity from last season and what he knows and what he's comfortable with. I'm not a big proponent of changing the formation unless you have to. Depending on who we are playing, there's going to be a need to move to a flat 3 across the middle at some point. Especially when we get into Champions League and we're playing some of those bigger teams. But, I'm okay with the current formation and it seems to be working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right. So Mas wants to see it the same. Paulo, are you thinking about a formation change?
I'm open to it. And the reason I say it is for a couple of points. Last game, the middle looked really empty. Now, I know it depends on who we're playing and how they're playing us. And I know Yildiz was kind of triple teamed up on the left corner and he was forced to the sideline into the corner there. We spent a lot of time along the edges. And in the middle, it was Locatelli probably sitting too far back and not distributing enough, not moving up with the ball enough. Thuram is trying to be everywhere. And I have no problem with Locatelli and Thuram in that relationship because I think they can complement each other really well. But the middle looked really empty. And you had Mario there chasing back to try and save a goal. So I'm really concerned about how that middle can, what the gaps can turn into. So what I like about that suggestion is putting 2 guys in the middle and kind of re-owning the middle a little bit. I think Kalulu's best position is outside as a 4th defender, and Cambiaso can do a job as a 4th defender, not as a 3, obviously, but having those guys up and down the wings allows you to do a few things while making sure you've got that middle kind of occupied. Locatelli, Thuram, and whoever's in the middle has to figure out how to own the middle and keep control of it. And I thought last game that middle looked empty. And when you have Thuram chasing and making up for Locatelli, who's sitting back, you're going to get yourself. It's going to be a mess. And so I'm open-minded to different formations.
But I will say, to add to that, Cambiaso, not having him in the lineup and playing well, when he's in there, he does act like a makeshift sort of midfielder, right? He does do a lot of cutting in and he does help out with the creativity in that area. So within the current formation with him playing, I think that solves a bit of that problem, to be honest.
I feel like I don't want to see the guys in a 4-2-3-1. And what I like about the 3-4-2-1 is that it pushes your forwards forward, like actually up and in positions where they need to be to operate and to do damage. In a 4-2-3-1, I'm worried that they start doing a lot of defensive work and more grunt work and spending more energy there. I like that extra guy back there to kind of push our defensive line forward and push everybody up, and especially with a guy like Bremer back there, being able to cheat as a midfielder, as an advanced midfielder, a second forward, whatever you want to call these guys. I like that. Cambiaso makes a big difference because, I mean, the numbers are there too. It's data. You can actually see it, and it's backed by the numbers. He is critical to offensive sequences for Juve, and nobody else has been able to do that. Nobody else has been able to pick up that position and add what he does and open up lanes for everybody. And I'm convinced it would have would have still been tough, because I do give Genoa credit how they approached that game and how they shut down those flanks. But it would have been a bit better with him there, because he would have moved away from there. And he would have switched field. He would have moved centrally, and it would have just changed Genoa's approach, because it wouldn't have made it so straightforward and easy for them to clamp down and box down a flank, right? So again, speaking to an alternative formation, though, you still have to have one. And you still have to have some type of setup where you get into three midfielders, whether that be 3-5-2 or it's 4-3-3. You can work either of these. So I'm not opposed to going to like a 4-3-3 setup. And I think Tudor should definitely have something with a 4-man back set in his back pocket. And we should test it out in some games, right? Hopefully when you have a lead. Hopefully you get a lead in the game and you're like, you know what? I'll make a change, and I just want to see this thing play out in a different setup. So, yeah, I'm kind of not against it, but I do like the setup we're in. And I think you've got a ton of different setups and ways that you can manipulate it with the players we brought in. So we'll see what Tudor's going to do. The one thing I don't want to see is Tudor just be one trick pony and it's just like, no, this is it. That's the one thing I don't want to see. So despite how the Mercato played out, Comoli did a good job of giving him options, like in how he wants to approach games and teams and opponents. So he's got that. He can't say otherwise. It wouldn't stand for me. All right.
And with all that attacking power, though, Bert, I hope that the forwards don't get stuck up there, right? And you have this big gap between in transition where they're all up there and they're chasing back and they're behind the play. You got this big hole in the middle, and then you got flat-footed defenders. So with all that attack up there, if you don't put it in, you got to make sure you're tracking back. And we'll see what those six guys can do when it comes to defense. I know Yildiz will always track back and be good defensively, so I'm not worried about him.
I watched Openda last night versus Liechtenstein, and I have to say that he was not impressive. He was the least rated forward for Belgium in that game. I hope we see a different Openda for Juve. Yeah, anybody can have a bad game. I'm not going to go crazy over a bad performance. Bad opponent, Liechtenstein too. But I don't know. We're going to just write the book there. Obviously, we hope to see the best Openda. And hey, man, numbers are there for him. He's in great company. Everybody knows it. Everybody has seen it now. One of 5 players to score 50 and assist 15 since 22-23. So, yeah, hopefully we get the best version of Openda. And
national teams.
Openda didn't look good, but the thing is that we're not picking him up as a 1A. Everybody, like, that's the thing too, right? So that's what some of the price concerns were around Openda's, because he's not seen as coming in and being a top, like a 1A guy. This is a guy that's coming in that should be a rotational piece, and I think if you use him as a rotational piece, that's a hell of a guy to pull off the bench. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah.
Dusan Vlahović is here for now, and he's showing to be good with a chip off his shoulder, but that could change even in as early as January. Milik's still around for now. Would you want Milik over Openda? I know who I'm taking.
And national team performances are not very good gauges for how a player is playing or what form they're in. That can easily go sideways when you get a bunch of strangers together playing in a game like that. So I wouldn't worry about that. What I think is interesting about Openda is his personality, personality and the way he plays. And I think that might suit Tudor very well, because he's so different than Kolomoani. And Kolomoani was wonderful in so many ways. This guy's different, but for Tudor, it might be the right kind of guy for him. Very physical, very fast, very strong, aggressive. He can get up in the air. He's proactive. interesting type for Tudor, and it might be the right type for how he wants to play.
Yeah. Who's a bigger club legend? Buffon or Chiellini?
Oof.
Bigger club legend, Buffon, Chiellini.
For me, I would say, damn. Listen, Buffon throughout his career was essentially rated as the top goalie in the world, pretty much until the end. Not to say that Chiellini wasn't ever considered one of the best center backs in the world, but Buffon was consistently up there as the best. So, I mean, I don't know. They both, in terms of behavior with the club and how they acted, they were both, class guys. I'd have to say Buffon, but that's a tough one.
I'd have to say Hurts. And Chiellini never left a year for PSG either. Towards the end of his career, people will say, and all this. Buffon. I'm going to say Buffon. But I love Chiellini, and he's right up there with those guys, man. He's right up there with those guys for me. But Buffon. Paulo.
Yeah, I agree. I would pick Buffon, but they're both fantastic players. Incredible players.
Now, we switch it. Buffon or Del Piero?
Del Piero. He's my favorite, so yeah, that's always going to be my answer.
Both right up there, but I would go Del Piero. Del Piero is it for Juve. Like,
he's my favorite.
The ultimate bandiera. Like, for me, it's ADP. Mas?
Yeah, I'd go Del Piero there too. But that one's even harder than Buffon and Chiellini. So,
well, that one's
ADP gets the slight edge on that one.
Yeah, ADP's got a lot of votes in here. Mark 1 is saying Buffon over Del Piero, and Buffon will get some votes there for sure.
He should.
For sure. He should. It's right there, but for me, it's Del Piero. It's Del Piero. Every day, twice on Sunday, no question. ADP. Tuna. I don't think Chico gets benched immediately by Zhigrova in the wake of his injury recovery. Won't be smart to rush him like Cabal. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, we're already hearing. And nice to see that he refused this round of international duty for Kosovo to focus on getting in and fucking becoming accustomed to what he's going to be doing for Tudor in the setup, whatever Tudor chooses to do with him. But he's still recovering from pubalgia, which actually Vlahovic, funny enough, had a brutal stint with for like a season. So, yeah, I mean, we're not going to rush him. I don't expect him to start for a bit either. And I don't really care. Like, one way or another, I laughed about this because I'm like, if you're tired legs out there and you see Chico come from the bench, you're thinking, oh, shit. If you see Zhigrova coming on, you're thinking, oh, shit. So pick your poison. I'm fine with it either way, but I think it's going to take some time. I mean, I think we are all on the same page. It's going to take some time. Nobody's expecting him to start against Inter. Merda, are we? I'm not.
I don't think so. I'd be surprised. I think with all these new additions, we're going to need to have a little patience. I think people are going to have to sort of level out their expectations. As a fan base, we traditionally, I mean, we're seeing it with Jonathan David right now after 2 games. He's not playing up to the level he should be, and people are already calling for Dusan to be out there. It's not an easy league to walk into and play well. I mean, McTominay last year was an outlier. That doesn't happen every day. So there's gonna be a transition time with Openda, with Zhigrova, with David. Like, let's give these guys some time to integrate into the team and kind of integrate into the league, right?
I laughed after that first matchup because I said David's probably wondering what the hell is everybody doing in the box when he played that game for Juve that first. So he's probably thinking, my God, is this normal over here for everyone to be in the area like that? Yeah.
And the ref was in the box too. I think Locatelli had the ball, and there's something like 14, 15 bodies in the box. And in his line of sight, I was looking to see if there's a lane. And the fucking ref is taking up one of these spots along the top of the line of the box. I'm like, fuck, ref, get out of the way. That's maybe the one spot where he can have a shot or he can play a ball through. Everybody's in the goddamn
That's
box.
where you just bean him with a laser. And you just fucking bean
or
him.
Mario hitting Thuram. Oh, my God, poor guy. Mario tees it up.
Right,
Thuram goes down.
Dude, seriously, that thing left his foot so rapid. It was insane. That was a rocket. Like, I was like, holy
that
smokes,
was ridiculous.
Man. That was an absolute bullet of a shot. But yeah,
of all the people, he hits one of our best players. Come on, buddy.
These guys are gonna take time. You're absolutely right, Mas. We just got to be a little bit patient. But obviously, you got some new toys. You want to take them out for a spin, man. That's the way it works. You got all these shiny new toys. Hey, let's go. But we'll see. He'll need time. Zagrova, that's the one question mark. That's a concern around him with this pubalgia thing, even though he is recovering from surgery and having it surgically repaired and everything. Hey, knock on wood. Hopefully it's all good. Hopefully he brought medical care with him and it's not J Medical. Okay, so we'll see. See how it plays out. Adam Kahn, what did Tudor say when Iran played it safe all game? Oh, je grow a pair of balls and take on your man. You know
That's
what?
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
For what Adam's come up with lately, this one's actually better than the last four or five.
I wouldn't give him a card for it.
I'm not going to give you a card for this one, okay? I'm actually not going to give you a card for this one. Oh, but the last couple. So no card today. No card today for Adam. What should Juve's conditions be for Vlahovic's salary and contract duration if they decide to renew his contract? I would say that his salary is to be reduced to $5 million. So I would assume that you're thinking $5 million. Are you thinking $5 million gross? There's no chance. $5 million net is probably what you're thinking.
Net, for sure, yeah.
Which puts him at pretty much the same money as around Bremer and Jonathan David and whatnot. Do you think he's going to accept that? Would you want to renew him at $5 million? See, this is the thing. I'm not comfortable even having this discussion in September. Because right now, it's a no. No. I'm not comfortable talking extension right now, period, for Vlahovic. That's just where I'm at. And $5 million gross being Kelly's salary, I'd be comfortable with that. Because that'd be a hell of a player to keep on the bench, and that would be a bench-worthy number. Some were balking at the $5 million gross salary that Kelly's on and whatnot, and I mean it's high for guys that should be rotational guys. Right now, Gatti, Kelly, they kind of stand out on higher salaries, but they're higher options for this particular roster. But right now, I don't even want to talk contract extension. So I don't know. $5 million. Would you take it? $5 million net? Would you renew him?
I think if you want to do something like that, it's very dangerous to keep this guy around. You're playing with fire and you're asking for it. However, if you get his wages down and you get a short contract and he's playing well, you have a much better chance of selling him for 40, 50 million or whatever, if that is going to happen. So for me, the only condition of taking that massive amount of risk and headache is if you can all of a sudden turn a free walk into 40 or 30 or whatever it is, 45 or something. That's the only condition I think you take the risk, but he still thinks he's worth more anyway, so I don't know if that would even be possible.
I've got this weird thing when I look at this whole situation. It's like right now, even if you take the last match where ultimately it was his goal that decided it across from Kostic off the corner. Kostic was fucking god awful in that game, okay? Came up with the deciding cross on the assist way. He was terrible. Got turned by absolutely everybody. Everybody got by him defensively. But he comes up with that moment. Vlahovic, outside of that goal, awful. Awful touch, like just brutal. So here's my thing. You're looking at renewing this guy. What's our actual plan for this team? How do we want to play? What kind of identity do we want to go by? Because right now, I see a guy that's being used when we're like, hey, you know what? We can't do anything. Let's throw this guy in there and let's start throwing shit into the box. Do you have to pay 10 million euros gross to get a guy that's a big target body in the area that you just want to spam crosses into? No. So for me, it's like, what team do we want to be? What's our main identity? Because if he's never going to fit your main identity, you can find a guy that's a target guy for a lot less. That's just a big body. If we want to go a game style route where, no, we want an actual inbox target, we want to play two strikers, whatever. Okay. Then I go back to my original thought on let's see how things play out. Maybe November, early November, you start to talk to him. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. What do we want to do? What's our main actual plan and goal moving forward with the team? That's going to depend on it too. But Mas, 10 million net? 10 million gross, sorry. 5 million net?
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think long term, I think the relationship is broken and we just need to cut ties. And I say this having defended this guy for a very long time. Nothing personal against them. But it's tough, right? To Paulo's point. I mean, if you can re-sign this guy for a low amount and then actually sell him off for a good dollar amount, that would be ideal. But I think ultimately he's going to have an okay season and then he's going to walk and end up going somewhere else and doing his thing.
Mark says, I would renew for 5 million net. 3 years contract, sell him at a good price. And what happens when he falls flat on his face? If he does. That's the risk. That's the risk you take, right?
And Bert, you made up a good point as well. We don't know if Tudor is going to be here all year. We don't know if he's going to be here next year. I don't think we have a really complete starting 11. So what is our best starting 11 look like if it's a Tudor starting 11, and what's that style? What's that identity? And that'll also dictate, like you're saying, who are we, what are we doing, how are we playing, and who's running the show. Yeah. I don't know if we know that yet.
I don't think we do. So all that will depend. Should we go and get Buffon's son from Pisa? He's not even a goalkeeper, eh? What is he? Midfielder? I haven't followed Buffon's son at all, everybody.
Neither have I.
Didn't Maldini's son make the roster today?
Yeah, he's on the Azzurri squad. Yeah. Daniel Maldini, eh? Had some links with Juve. Links.
Love the Maldinis, man. Love the Maldinis.
If you could, would you hypothetically go back in time and swap one of our new attackers for a strong defender? One that you feel confident with. So if we could go back to this particular window, would you swap one of the attackers for a strong defender? Cue the Massimo Vega storyline here.
How quickly I was all over that. Yeah, I'd swap Openda for Vega in a second. Are you kidding me? Listen, beyond the joke, like I said it all along this summer, I wanted another top center back in there. I thought that was one of our biggest needs, along with another wing back. We didn't end up getting it, so I'm still a little concerned. But yeah, 100% I would have done that for sure, or I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of center back and wing back were the two spots for me that I was like, yeah, I'd like a strong center back. One of the stronger options to have come in. Wing back you could probably get away with, but I would have liked it. Cabal, hey, maybe that goes to say how much faith they have in this guy, and that he comes back and that he claims that spot and makes it his own and and Cooks, right? Let's see. A little bit of risk. I don't think we were walking away this Mercado without some risk somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like you weren't going to walk away from this window without some type of risk at some position, right? But do you feel like ultimately there's a lot less risk than what we did last year? Like, we were super skinny last year. Everybody saw it a mile away. It was like, man, one center back goes down, you're fucked. We saw it. We're like, why are you loaning out Rugani? You have nobody there. No depth. And it bit us in the ass. We spent a January looking for defenders, and you had to pick up 2 in January. That's disaster.
And a forward.
Yeah. Like, you had to go do all this shopping in January because of the situation you put yourself in, right? And we did it to ourselves. So this one I feel better. About. I don't feel like we're anywhere near as skinny as we were last year. So, yeah. Would I replace somebody for a defender? Probably. I still would have liked to see one come in. But I also had thoughts of selling somebody at the back line, and that didn't happen. So that's one of the things, right? You can't have 7 bodies back there taking up your roster either, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the tough spot.
And that's a weird thing. We got good volume in the roster, but we have a lot of guys who we kind of don't really want or we really need to upgrade. So we do have more bodies. We'll see. And also what's also interesting is a couple of those bodies are Meretti and Adzic. And I really want to see where these guys come in. So there's questions there as well.
Kicking out Danilo, yeah. Just shocking decisions.
Giuntoli was kind of crazy. It's like he was on coke all year last year, Giuntoli.
Well, he was it's still Motta. I don't understand why they gave Motta free rein. I don't understand why, as a sporting director, as these jabronis up top can all stand there and watch it and just follow suit. I don't get it. I don't understand. He's like, no, this guy's done, whatever. And we're like, yeah, okay. What the hell are we doing? Who's got the better starting 11, Juve or the Italian national side?
I think that's Juve, pretty clearly. I mean, do we want to go player by player?
I mean, Barella, Tonali, Locatelli, Thuram.
Good question.
You've got, so the midfield could be, you can go national side, back line, Calafiori, Bastoni. I'm taking Bremer all day over either one of those guys.
Yeah.
Cambiaso lately over DeMarco. I don't think that's a crazy shout. Di Lorenzo, my neighbor's dog, is actually available, and I could probably rock that in that position. Yeah. Donnarumma or Di Gregorio. Guys, I hate that Di Gregorio continuously gets snubbed, even as just this rotational piece to Donnarumma. It's crazy to me, the list of guys that goes to Vicario, Merit. It's crazy to me. This guy needs to be in there, get his call-ups, and start to get that integration in there. He is second to Donnarumma for me. But forward line, we got a better forward line. We got a better forward line, hands down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's close. I'd actually give the edge to Juve, to be honest, just slightly. But it's close. Yeah. What's that say about the national side? Usually national sides of these countries should be like, okay, that's it. But it ain't there. That tells you everything about the Azzurri right now too, right? Man, are we all going Juve for better starting 11?
Yeah, I think so. They got, with Tonali and Barella, they've got the middle. And Donnarumma is still a top goalie. But yeah, I think we do have the edge, and God help the Azzurri. Jeez.
Yeah. I agree with Mark. Di Gregorio should be the second. He's got to stop getting snubbed.
I think my thing with Di Gregorio is I compare him to Locatelli in a sense where, because he doesn't get a lot of work during games, he's overlooked. But every time he's called upon, the guy makes spectacular saves, right? So it's It's unfortunate, but like you said, I mean, talent-wise, the guy should be number 2, no question. Vicario, are you kidding me right now? He shouldn't be on the squad at all. Like, that's a joke.
Hey, man.
But
Di Gregorio prop. We got to have it. Got to have it. If you did an AJC cast 11, how would you line up? If you don't have enough players, you can leave positions blank or fill them in with whoever you want. Oh, my God. Keeper. Do we even have any keepers?
Do we even have do we have 11?
We got to be pretty close. Pretty damn close. I don't think we have a keeper, though.
Put me in net because I'm not running anywhere.
You're going to go in net? You're going to go in net?
I'm going in net.
Nice.
All right.
There you go. We got a keeper.
The least athletic position. Put me there. Done.
So Skanga, I'm pretty sure, was a center back, so he'll go center back. Big center back.
I think Trim was outside left, wasn't he?
Trim could be a fullback. Lewis played fullback. He could be those could be the fullbacks. Another center back. Paolo, where were you? Midfield, weren't you?
Yeah, I played mostly center mid, and then as I got older, I went up top and just put them in because I couldn't run up and down the field all day.
So we'd probably we'd need another center back. I'm thinking you're in the midfield. Well, yours truly midfielder. I'm going midfielder. Lucci was also an outside player, but he could potentially be a winger. Lucci would probably be on the wing. Sev would be hacking darts out on the sideline there, but probably another winger there. We'd probably have to put Paulo up top to strike. Need an out-and-out striker.
Can we not put...
I can put it in.
Can we not put Sev?
Lex can be an advanced midfielder. Yeah, that's probably how it would shape up.
Can we not put Sev in any position where he has to have ball control?
Yeah, give me the shakes.
Shake and bake.
Give me Omer. Give me Omer next to me in the middle. Give me Omer next to me in the middle. There we go. And I'd just be on him for lack of wind. Have another dart. Come on. Did Dusan deserve to be in the starting 11 against Inter? Should Dusan Vlahović start that game?
Nope.
No.
I'm saying no as well. I'm saying it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going the same.
Exactly.
Keep going the same. And again, my big thing is how we play as a team. The team game. So for me, keep things the same. I don't think so. Latest on Cabal, when will we see him play in Serie A? Should we start by making him join Nextgen for a couple of games before? I don't think he needs to go to that route and go with the Nextgen. Again, after international duty, he's back to group training, and then they're just going to wait for him to be 100%. So in the training sessions with the first team, he'll know, and they'll do scrimmages and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to drop to Nextgen for a couple matches. It wouldn't hurt anything. But I don't think it's necessary, to be honest. They'll know when he's 100. He'll know when he's 100 and can actually go. In a couple of these training sessions, though, they're probably going to have to get that mental aspect taken care of, and he's going to have to go into some challenges. He's going to have to go into something pretty good, pretty decent. So I could understand the call for a Nextgen game just to get some meaningful tackles, like legit tackles in on it, to get that part of your brain back, that like, hey, I could do this, it'll be okay. That was the first thing when I came back, because I started playing. I didn't get surgery. They told me it was partial tear, so I've been doing rehab recovery, and then I got in there. I'll never forget the first 50-50, because it was just like, oh man, I'm pot committed. Like, I can't stop. I'll get hurt if I stop. So just barrel down. You go in there, and it was just like bang, and we both go down. Like, he goes down, I go flying over the top, and it was a huge one, because it was trying to like get this one over the line too. It was just like 50-50. You're in the area. I'm like, man, I got to get this one. This is a goal. And I remember getting up like, oh yeah. I was like, because a couple of the guys that know me and know what I'm going, and I'm wearing a brace, they're like, man, are you all right? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it. It's like, I'm good. We're good. And we just kept moving. And after that moment, it was like, okay, we're good. And that was 2 games back. But the first legit hard challenge, right, that you have to go in. So he's going to need that. You know,
and what's weird is, where do you put him? Because I'm trying to think back to his performances last year, and he was an interesting player, because when he backs into the box defensively, he looks a little open, like he looks a little loose, and I'm not sure how strong defensively he is or isn't. When he bombs down the wing, though, he looks really exciting. He's got confidence, and he sent a couple of shots into the box from just over halfway. He sent one right to Vlahovic's head in the box from just past the halfway line on the sideline on the left side. And he had some nice give and goes with Cambiasso as well. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens with this guy and where they put him and how they play him. And honestly, Lloyd Kelly has been getting slightly better each game. So does he replace Kelly? And is that smart? So I don't know how he plays in other than depth. I like him, but there's still some unknowns around Cabal.
Yeah. Oh, and Luca, I didn't completely forget you. I was trying to figure out where the hell you're going to play. You might be a center back. Listen, I didn't name Justin.
Wherever he wants.
I didn't name Frankie. You weren't the only. Relax. Yeah. Relax, man. We're just trying to figure out positions.
Sorry, you can play. Don't worry. You can play.
French sensitivity is always high, always ramped up. The French, I tell you. Still love you,
Very
Luca.
emotional.
Still love you.
Very emotional.
Now, on the point of Italian core, I feel like players have their own will. The fact that they chose to go abroad, that is them. It's not the club. They don't want to play for a top Serie A club anymore. Yeah, I mean, Italian core for, like, are we talking to club specific? I mean, Juve, etc. I mean, we have strong Italians. You have Locatelli, you have Di Gregorio, you have Cambiasso. We have Miretti that could still make a name. Hey, there's people on both sides of the fence with Miretti. Yes, he can hit some true potential. No, he ain't got it. But I mean, we'll always have Italians that come through, but it's just like, how strong is the core? Well, that's up for debate, right? Gatti's getting call-ups, etc. Our fan base thinks Gatti's garbage. Some think he's good.
I think he's in between. He's in between.
I mean, him and Kalulu, they'll go through it.
We let Savona go. We didn't chase Leone. So, and if you had the choice, would you play for a Serie A team, or would you go to a bigger spotlight and maybe more money and potentially win something with a bigger club in England per se?
Nobody can really say unless you're in that situation, because what's the treatment like? How are they getting treated? How are they,
Are they getting minutes, right? And what's the trade-off if you're not getting minutes?
There's so much to it, right? The Tonali thing was a bit different if we're going to talk about him being one of the best Italian players, because he wanted to stay at Milan. He just didn't want to be a problem for the club. Yeah. We saw a lot of players do that, In terms of Leone going there, I personally think he made a mistake. I think he personally made a mistake. His minutes were never in jeopardy. Now they are. Yep. So I think that's a mistake. I actually think with Savona, kind of a two-part mistake. I think maybe on our end a bit, and I think also on his end. But he's probably, maybe he could get okay minutes, but I question that too. Look at Chiesa, left out of the Champions League squad.
About him. I forgot about that guy.
I think he made a mistake. I knew he made a mistake at that time.
Oh, God.
This guy's best bet was to... I had a simple tweet with this whole thing, with this whole Chiesa situation. It was shitty agents and unrealistic players are a brutal combo. And I think that's what you have when you look at Fede Chiesa. I think it was unrealistic for him to be wanting the same money as Vlahovic when the club that he was a part of, that he claimed afterwards, I wanted to stay. I always wanted to stay. That club that you wanted that money from didn't even want to continue on that money for Vlahovic. Why would they do it for you? Like, we're trying to work in a cap everywhere. Work within that. He had opportunities. He also thought everyone was going to slam the doors at Continassa to literally pick him up, kidnap him, and run away with him. Wasn't the case. But man, mistake there, I think, made.
Even his dad came in at the last minute and was like, you know, my son, don't listen to him. He wants to play with you. He loves Juve. Don't listen to my son. And it was too little too late. The guy fucked it up.
Terrible representation. And now, to be left off there. And did anybody catch Gattuso talking about Chiesa? Did anybody catch that? So he said, he was asked, why is Chiesa left out again? He says, well, me and Chiesa talked, and he didn't seem into it now for number of reasons. He doesn't feel he's playing enough to help and contribute to the Azzurri, and I want people that are locked in. He didn't seem locked in. He seemed unsure about it. Fuck, see you later.
Yeah, big time.
See you later. This guy's 28 years old, is he not?
Fuck, eh?
Around there, yeah.
My gosh, that's time flies.
Like 28, he needs to be prime. He needs to be raring to go. And the Azzurri need him. They need a Chiesa that's a strong Chiesa, the confident Chiesa. But
healthy.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy drop. But that was a mistake, I think, for him going there too. We all called it. We're like, dude, who are you going to play over? Who are you going to be playing over? And again, they just spent $482 million. Like, he just moved further down. Like, it's a crazy, crazy thing. But he's left off the Champions League list for Pool. And it goes to show you some of the decisions these guys make. Crazy. But Italian core for Juve right now, I'm just thinking about the best possible squad. Like, I'm not worried about nationalities right now. I'll be quite honest. Like, the Italian talent pool, etc. There's some good players there. I'm a little bit upset that we didn't leave the window with one of Ricci or Leone. I think picking up one of those players would have been good for Juventus.
Very nice, yeah.
So, we didn't. It is what it is. But if you look at the circumstances, we weren't hot on a midfielder. And we had to get rid of bodies first before you can act. So I can understand the Ricci thing. Milan pounced on it. Got a good deal. Is what it is. We needed to make room. We weren't ready to strike at that time. The Leone one for me kind of sucks. The Leone one kind of sucks because it's like, you could have cleaned up a bit, but for me, Juve had no intention. Juve had no intention of moving anybody at that back line. And they were committed to being okay if all things remain the same there. I wasn't there at any point through the window. So that's why the Leone one stings for me. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. We just got to move and just got to see. Right now, we have good Italian players. Could we use more? Sure. Could Italy produce more? Yes. Did you guys see the story of a 74-year-old goalkeeper trying to get back into Italian football? He's trying to get into like the 6th division or something like that, or 7th division. That's Italy for you. Okay? Get ready for Sassuolo to call him up, and we'll shut down a 19-year-old. So there you go. But it was pretty funny. I had to laugh at that one. Like the Mercado.
No.
Yeah.
No.
2.5 mistakes in Mitch's opinion. No center back coverage, no right wing back. I think we had to loan out Adzic. This is going to be one that's going to piss me off if this guy can't get any minutes. We've said this on a couple shows here. What are we doing if we just keep him around, right?
I'd rather see him out there than McKennie, honestly.
Yeah. So 82 years old. The guy was 82. He's 82. Unbelievable, that
Good
keeper,
for him,
by the way.
man.
Good for him. Adzic on loan in January. I mean, you just also picked up Zigrova, Openda. You got like Miretti's coming back from injury, like even Miretti, and some minutes and stuff. But it's like Adzic, that's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Like he should have found a loan for him.
So his natural position is what? Attacking mid, Adzic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe he maybe picks up for Thuram. I don't know. Thuram doesn't have a natural backup, so you got two guys and they've got to help that midfield somehow.
I don't know if he's going to play him right back in that mid position. Like, it seems like he'd be battling Yildiz, Conceição, Zigrova, Openda, David, like for minutes, right?
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. That's a damn shame.
The sad thing is, I mean, and we've all said it, we have no idea what we have in this player. He could be fantastic or he could be, just another player. But can we not figure out what we have first before we make a decision? Right? It doesn't, I don't know. It seems like mismanagement on my part.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of mismanagement. I mean, it's going to be a shame for this guy. He's going to gain nothing by sticking around, just being on a bench, right? Even just Coppa Italia. I mean, he's still better off to go somewhere and play solid minutes. And they got to be in the top flight. You loan this guy out in Serie A. If he's way too good for Nextgen, which has been dubbed, by the way, that he's too good for Nextgen, he's a cut above, well then he's got to go. He's got to go and get minutes somewhere in the top flight so that you can find out. What is all the hype on Destiny Elimogale, the 16-year-old Juventino? Well, all the hype is that he's the one that shut down Barreto. And there's not just him, but there's Corelliano as well. And that these are the two guys that Juve's really, really locked in on and invested in. So that's all the hype on him. He's being compared already to like a Leao type player, like when he's on with his approach, the way he plays, the dribbling ability, the pace, but apparently carries strong vision. Like these are all the massive pros that everybody's clinging this hype to for Elimogale. So yeah, that's the big one. And now his name's jumping out that one of the reasons Barreto couldn't get into the mix is legitimately because of him. And that was part of the issue. So if that's the case, I still think it's a shame to get rid of any top, highly touted talent for nothing, even before Like Pogba came to us, he was labeled garbage. He was 20 years old. Picked him up for nothing. And then he was just, we all saw what he was. A freak, right? Amazing. He was already dubbed failure. So I hate getting rid of guys before But again, if he wanted to go and he wasn't willing to fight with Elimogale, Corelliano, or anybody else, then it is what it is, right? See you later. But yeah, the hype is all over this kid. All over this kid. So, hey, we'll see. Or we'll get him up there and sell him for 10 million to Bologna or something. So, hey, could go either way.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. We often say the Italian talent pool is thin, but if Juve return to their winning ways and maintain stable management, do you see Juve attracting the top Italian talent again? Do you think we can't attract the top Italian talent? Or do you think it's our financial state and our own issues that are why we aren't locking them in? What do you guys think? It didn't seem like Leone was against coming to Juve. He had agreement.
I'm not sure the pool of talent is there that you can fill all of the spots you want with an Italian player. And honestly, if they're that good, they're going to get poached by the Premier League probably. It's a tough situation to be in. I think it's tough to find the depth and the quality to be a starter. And then there's going to be a battle for them, not only within Serie A, but also in the Premier League because they'll probably get a starting position somewhere else in the table at another team, and then when everybody notices them, can you grab them, or do they become $50 million, $40 million sales somewhere else? Yeah. It's a tough one.
I don't think Juve's going to have a problem attracting Italian talent. It'll just come down to the same thing it always has. Our relationships with those clubs, the price tags, the money, etc. We're seeing the league take that Prem money now, right? Do they shift their mindset? But I don't think it's a problem with Juve attracting top Italian talent. I don't think that's a problem. I don't really think it is.
I think the bigger problem
is them in Serie A, keeping them. Sorry, go ahead, Mass.
I think the bigger problem is attracting talent outside of Italy and the way we're viewed, in the different leagues outside of Italy. That's more of my concern, to be honest.
This is what I like about Comoli, and I think he took a good positive step forward in gaining that respect and being hard-nosed in some of the deals. The fact that PSG is pissed at us, that's actually good. I like that. We stood our ground. We did our way, and again, our terms. Okay. I may not like our terms on some of the moves, like the sales prices, but that is our terms according to him, so good. That's good. That's what I want to see. It's going to come down to results, everybody. Like, attracting, guys want to go places. The majority of guys want to go places and succeed and win, right? There are some that might want to go somewhere and win while not really accomplishing much or not playing a big part of that, right? But if your team's winning, successful, and amongst the top, you'll have draw, right? Juve's always going to have a historic draw. You'll always have that little bit of, you know what I mean? The history, the size of the club, what it's known for. Like, you'll always have that type of allure. But the results would be one thing that goes against that. When you're not battling for trophies, etc., that starts to take a hit, right? You got to start winning. You got to start moving in the right direction. I said this all along with top coaches too. That's why the thing with Conte was so hot last summer, because if you have issues at the management level and you're not winning and it looks ugly from the outside looking in, how are you going to draw these guys, right? So results matter. But I don't think we'll have a problem drawing talent. I really, really don't.
Yeah, I think you just nailed it, Berto. It's not just on the field. It's top down. I mean, a player wants to be paid what they're worth. They want to be, content in the team that they're on, but they want to be sure that the team they're going to has stability and that it's not a clown show, right? The last 5 years, we've been a bit all over the place in terms of coaches, management, scandals, this, that. Like, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
So,
and
you get that fixed, you start winning again. It's the problem's going to fix itself. The reputation just needs to be repaired.
Yeah, you're the biggest club in Italy, but you have to act like that too, on your own business dealings, how you treat players. Like, last year was a shit show. It was a shit show. That's gonna provide an ugly look for guys coming in, right? But we cleaned it up. Tudor's played a part of it. Comoli's playing a part of it. Let's see what we can do. Azzurri Juve. Who is the next player you expect to come up from Nextgen and make a real contribution? So probably a couple shouts. I'm going to just stick with my guy, Vaca, and say Vaca. If anybody's going to do it at some point, be Vaca. Because I mostly just want the curva to moo like cow, since Vaca is cow in Italian. So when this guy bags his first goal and they just go moo, yeah, Vaca, baby. Actually, as a forward, he's doing solid. I think they just signed him to an extension. Get him in the mix at some point. I'll go with him. Gil Push, probably another shout.
That's mine.
Between those two guys, if I had to pick one, Vaca or Gil Push. And that's really it at the Nextgen level. There's a couple good players in there, but right now, those would be the two standing out, right? So, but man, we'll see. Gil Push been waiting a while. Even hit the squad list for Juve several times. Mas, who's your pick?
Yeah, I would have to say Push just because he seems to be the closest, I guess, based on the last few years. But yeah, it's got to be one of those two, I would think, just based on their performance and what we've seen. So
I am sure Juventus will get a top defender in the January Mercato. What are your thoughts, and who will it be? Do you think we're going to get a top defender in January? I don't.
I think we're getting nothing. So. I think we're getting...
Yeah, I'm actually not expecting business in January. Same thing as last year, unless it's a safety net, like you're in dire need. Something's happened injury-wise. Otherwise, I don't expect anything in January. Mas, do you expect January?
You shouldn't be aspiring to make a move in January just because the conditions are never right to do so. The dollar value is always a lot higher. It's like you said, we did it last year only because we had to.
Those are all safety nets. Vlahovic was a January signing, though. That was a big splash in January. Very rare, though. Very, very rare. But not when you're going to fork out 80-something million. Teams will take it. Young players should not be allowed to have agents before age 20. Would help that Premier League shit. Chelsea just buys players so others can't have them. They have like 50 players. Chelsea sold a ton this past window. They sold to like 340 something million euros. Like they sold a ton. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm going down this list. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? 26 million. Who's that? 28 million. Like, I'm like, oh my God, man. We're getting like 15, like 18. I'm like, these guys are pulling 26 on guys I've never heard of. And they have 50 of these guys across their roster. So, yeah. If you're going to sell them at that price tag across the board, yeah, I'd take it. And they did well on the João Felix sale as well. But, yeah, Chelsea, man. All these young guys, like 8-year contract terms or some like silly, like to spread out whatever salaries they're paying. It's crazy. It is crazy.
It worked.
But man, yeah, they sold a ton, and generated so much money. It's crazy. It's crazy. So say what you want. Hey, they did what they wanted to accomplish, right? Should we adopt 3-2-3-2 with the players? 3-2-3-2? Jesus. That is very similar to what we're doing right now. You're just going to take the outsides on that 3 and just have them operating as wingbacks. So it would kind of be more of like a 3-4-1-2. So I think we're going to say the same thing we did previously, guys. Tudor should have some alternatives, right?
Let's play a 9-1. How about that? Let's do that.
That should be our score line every game. 9 goals for. I'll even allow 1. But Di Gregorio probably going to keep him out for the clean sheet. Guys, we are almost done here. We're going to pull up. So the third kit, the news on the third kit should be released any day now. Third kit. We got news of the fourth kit. We're going to get a fourth kit coming out that's black with, what do they call it? Some type of cloud accents and everything. And then they had Chikarova wearing this black and white thing. It's a collab with Studios Gura. It's only going to be available in Player Authentic. 150 euros, and it comes out in January. Let's see how it looks. But the third kit, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Do you like it with those patterns that are on it and everything? I'm going to pull it up here. I think I got it with the one and only Gleison Bremer in there. Do you guys, you like this thing? Like it with that pattern on there and everything? The green stripes on the shoulders? It's hard to see that pattern in there. It's like a vine, right? From
yeah, like it's grapes and vines and...
I like it. I think
it looks pretty classy.
if as long as it's like that and you can't really fully see the pattern, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll see how subtle the pattern is.
If you pick it up and all of a sudden this thing stands out like crazy, I might be out. But this might be the best of the bunch.
I was just going to say, it's the best of the three.
Yeah. I don't mind the home kit.
Which has been the case the last, I don't know how many years, few years at least.
I don't mind the home kit, I will say. I don't mind the home kit. But you have to have both sponsors on it to break up those stripes. You have to. The ones that are blank, I'm not digging. So this is the they were showing this footy headlines as the fourth kit leak, right? I'm told it looks nothing like this. I'm told this isn't actually it. That's going to be the color combo, black with like a cloud white type thing. But I'm told this isn't actually it, and it's quite a bit different. So we just have to wait and see. But there is going to be a fourth kit this year. And then, of course, the sad news, we get the passing of Giorgio Armani.
Oh, I know. That was really upsetting.
So that sucked. We got the one and only Giorgio Armani. This year, we heard about, and the dude's just legend, right?
Absolute legend. Complete
absolute legend. We had the collab this year with Armani and Juventus. So making the outerwear for the players, etc., and everything, and that's just a beautiful combination, man. Juve and Armani, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So sad news there. We got Kenan Yildiz in the EA Player of the Month. Mas, did you go and vote?
I haven't. I probably should though. If I want to,
get on it. Everybody go there and vote for Kenan Yildiz. Let's make sure our phenom wins that. For today, the Azzurri set to face the mighty Estonia. Well, Paolo's going 3-0. I'm going maybe 2, maybe 5. Could go either way. We'll see. Mas is going to go with 2. We all still call victories. Maybe Gattuso's Azzurri will surprise us. Let's see. Everybody, in terms of news around Juve, you guys heard it. Talks about potentially extensions with Vlahovic. Miretti Perin set to come back after the break. Colt Miners left out of the Netherlands squad list. Probably has the flu. He got the flu a total of 32 times last season. So maybe he's got the flu. That's really it around the news. 15 games for Douglas Luiz obligation. 15 appearances. That's it. And it's final. That's really it around the news, everybody. You guys know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army. There is no watch along today for the Azzurri match, everybody. Gonna be at work, okay? But hopefully the Azzurri take care of business. Maybe the next one we'll be able to do a watch along. But let's get serious. I need the international break to end so we can take it to Inter Merda. I need to play the Snakes, and I need to beat the piss out of them. All right? I need to play Inter, and I need to be given one of these for every Juve goal, all right? So hopefully we just flood them with goals, and I'm just machine gunning these friggin' days, okay? Because I'm looking forward to that one. What will Tudor do? Let's see. First things first, though, these guys need to come back healthy. So, knock on wood, no injuries. We have, I don't know if you guys have caught, a ton of players on international duty. Like, it's crazy. So many players gone.
Medical's sitting there like this. They're like, oh yeah. International break. Man. We're going to be busy.
Hey, and don't forget, Camoli actually overlooked everything when he got there. And there was said to be changes that he made there in staffing too. But we've never heard anything since. And I'd love for somebody in the journalism world to actually detail and outline what he actually did there. Because we heard about that within the first 3 weeks that he was there. Everybody knew my solution, burn the place down, but he decided to change some staffing. So hopefully he's got that on point too, because our recovery times were brutal. But Cabal?
What actually happened was they elevated Milik to head of medical.
They got to put him on payroll for J-Med since he's living there.
He went from smoothies, barber, now head of medical.
Is Milik cutting their hair? Is he the one responsible for Gatti's horror show there?
He's running that place.
The head of J Milik. It's now known as J Milik. I love that. Tuna. Absolutely right. Guys, great times today. We'll enjoy the match today. Okay. I'll bring you the news updates as we roll on through international break. We'll get closer to the Azzurri's second game and have another live show for fun. And then I can't wait for Juve to be back, though. I need that Inter game. I need it to happen. And hopefully we can get the big W there. Can't wait to see what Tudor draws up against the Snakes. You guys, enjoy your weekends. As always, fino alla fine, Forza Juventus. And today, Forza Azzurri. Go and take care of business. All right? Ciao, ciao.